Hello. Welcome again. It's Ricardo Coke speaking. Um, I would like to speak with you about beating the fraudsters back at their game. So that's beating the fraudsters back at their game. Um, fraudsters come up with all sorts of schemes to try and trick us into parting with our money, parting with our hard-earned cash. Um, but one of the foundations of beating them, one of the main tricks of beating them with with because they'll try and say things like your computers is infected. We need to get access to your computer. Um, Put in these passwords, and we need to do a remote control of your computer. They need to take control of your computer. They say things like that. That has happened before. It happened in 2014 to me. Um, I mean, that's one way of getting at it without actually parting with your cash. They can just take off your take your bank details by your computer. That's one way of doing it without actually you putting in a pin code and giving them the cash. Um, but you just have to be aware of what they're trying to do. You just have to know how the internet works and that kind of stuff. And you gotta know the latest gizmos that's going on and going about. You gotta keep yourself up to date with the latest news to be able to be better than the fraudsters, and be aware of your surroundings and what's going on television. That's why it's best to watch television, so you know what the latest so that you know that what the latest fraud is going, so you know which fraud is going and which is the latest fraud that's going. But one of the foundations, I don't think it might not be the main foundation, but I think it's one of the foundations of sort of like getting back at the fraudsters, is that, or any company that's trying to rip you off, or any face-to-face person that's trying to rip you off in front of your face, is basically always pay everything with card payments. If it's not food, pay for it with card payments. If it's food only, you can pay all the cash you want. But if it's anything else, if it's not food, then pay with card only, credit card or Visa card or any kind of debit card, because you can claim it back. You can claim it back from the bank. But if you wrongfully or if you wrongfully or fraudulently claim when it's not genuine, you can be put in prison for that. The bank can chase up after you, can chase you down and hunt you down and put you in court for it if you do it fraudulently. So yeah. But always, it takes a while for the banks some banks do it quickly, chase up after the dodgy person. Some banks do it quickly, some banks do it slowly. But eventually you will get your money back. You just have to try and, if you know in your heart that you've been a victim of fraud or something. If you know in your heart you've been a victim of fraud or something, you can state your plea to the bank. If the bank disagrees with what you've given them, you can state your plea with the bank and try and persevere with the bank a tiny bit, and see if you can get your way with them. Eventually you might, depending on if it's genuine. Because I nearly lost. I think I nearly lost 4,000 one time. Nearly lost 4,000 one time from a guy that tricked me into making a payment, and I paid for it by credit card, and I managed to get the money back because I was trying to do a business, and he basically tricked me into making a payment because I rejected it. I rejected it at first, and he didn't really listen to me. He just sort of he kind of like went round. You sort of like went round went round the subject and said, then asked a different question. Just went right around it, just like that. Just went right around it and asked a different type of question, meaning the same thing. And he tricked me into making a payment, and I paid by card. And I it was an American company or someone in America, which they had genuine websites. And because I told Barclaycard that they tricked me into making a payment. Barclaycard looked into the situation and looked into their bank on their end and noticed that there's something fraudulent about it, something not quite right. I don't think they didn't say it was fraud. They said something wasn't quite right or something. It was words to that effect of something not being right. And I managed to get the money back. So yeah, so that's what I do. I always make sure I pay with a card payment. Whatever I do, whatever I pay for, unless you're gonna work for that person or volunteer for that person, pay by cash. Yeah, if you're gonna work for that person or volunteer for that person. But if it's just someone that you never met, always pay by card. So yeah, that's it really. So yeah, so that's all I have to say for now. Any more fraud I know of, I'll let you know. Or as always, leave your comments below or wherever. Like me, hate me, whatever you want to do. Vote. And whatever. You can subscribe if you want. I will always have videos coming up. I will always have new videos coming up. Yeah. So as always, God bless. Take care. And peace be with you. And peace and may peace rest with you and in you. Okay. Bye for now.